everyone, welcome to a new vlog. I thought I would vlog this weekend because we've got quite a nice, like, relaxed one planned. We've just got a few fun, like, errandy bits to do, and, like, for me it's quite a relaxing weekend at home. Brad's out tomorrow, so I've got like a whole day to myself and I'm very much looking forward to it. So right now I'm getting ready because we need to head out. I don't know if you can hear Brad clattering around in the background, but we are about to head to a local coffee shop, and then we're going to go to like a little antique store thing. They sell furniture, and we saw a couple of bits a while ago that we really liked from them and didn't end up going because we were in the middle of redecorating. And I saw a post yesterday that they are closing down, and they've still got so much furniture, and it's all like mid-century furniture, so it's very much what we really like. So we thought we would go there and have a little look and see if they have anything that we would really like. We have a list of things that we know we really want, so we're going to see what they have, and then I think we're going to come back via a garden centre because it's that time of year now, and I'm going to take you out into the garden this afternoon. I'm going to do loads of gardening and hopefully buy some more flowers this morning that we can then pop out. I just realised I'm going to put a claw clip in my hair, but we're driving, which means no claw clip, so but well, it is. So that is today, and then tomorrow I'm hoping that I can just get a few bits done. I desperately need to do my nails, so that's like number one on my list for tomorrow, and then I'm hoping the rest of the day I can just do some gardening and that kind of stuff. Had a little change of scenery while I'm sorting stuff out, but yeah, really lovely weekend planned, very relaxed, although today might not sound relaxed to some people, but yeah, just getting bits and pieces done, having like a nice weekend at home. The weather is beautiful today. I don't know if you can see this glorious sunshine, but yeah, it's supposed to be like this all weekend. It's actually supposed to be even nicer tomorrow, I think. So very, very lovely weather in the UK at the moment, which is nice. We're just getting ready to go out. Rue is rolling around in the grass. He's very happy. Drilling, sorry about that. And yeah, hi, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. I have a history of creating different types of videos, but it's mainly lifestyle vlogs, that kind of thing, trips that we're going on. We've got a couple of really fun trips happening this year, which I am gonna hopefully record. And if you are a viewer here, you've been here for a little while, or you've watched just a couple of videos, hi, welcome back. It's lovely to have you here. This boy is just enjoying the, you can see him actually in the reflection of the door, but let me spin the camera around because he's so happy. What are you doing? Hi, Rue. So this is today's outfit, very, very plain and boring, featuring Rue of course, but I'm wearing these floral trousers, which are like, you can't even see how floaty they are because the dog is there. They're like really floaty trousers. They're from Nobody's Child, and I think I got them on Vinted a while ago, so I don't know if they still do a style like this. Oh, there we go, floaty. I'm wearing a Taylor Swift I Can Do It With a Broken Heart t-shirt. This is from, I want to say is it Sugar Boo Boutique? I can't remember what it's called, but it's in Disney Springs, and it's one of the t-shirts that went viral last summer. And my parents were in Florida at the time, so they managed to find this one for me, which I really love. I have my Uniqlo crossbody classic little Bath and Body Works sushi hand sanitizer holder. Wearing my New Balance, and then I have a tote bag and my sunglasses because we're going to buy something. I know we're going to end up buying something. And like I said, the weather's really nice, so definitely sunnies. Yeah, very chilled, very relaxed outfit for all the little bits and pieces that we're doing. And the boys are getting ready as well. Sorry if you can't hear me, it is very windy. We've come down to Westgate, which we never come to. It's like 2 towns down. Never come here, but it's beautiful, and it will never be lost on me that this is where I live. Like, the sea is just right there, and it's so beautiful here. I'm just taking you to my current favourite purchase that I've made in a while. I've started filling the beds up, so 2 secs. Basically, yeah, I knew that this year I had loads of beds that I wanted filling, and I thought if I go to the garden centre or even like the range, like anywhere like that, and bought the bags of compost that I needed, I'd probably end up spending like £200-300 on just bags of compost, and I'd have so much plastic to throw away. Can you hear that seagull? It's literally on my roof. Telling me off. Screw it, I'm just going to buy myself a massive bag of compost. It's on a pallet and everything. It's on the drive. I'm going to fill the beds that I have, top up the one that's going to have the tomatoes in it, like I said I was going to do, and then basically by the end of me doing all my pots and beds and all that kind of stuff, anything that's left will just go into some of the flower beds. There's some that need like a really good like refresh, but in all honesty, I think after I filled everything, this doesn't have heaps left, but we'll see. I'm actually going to keep you running while I fill this up because I've so far not done a time lapse. I have filled the beds a little bit. I'll explain when I'm back up there. Just have to do that like 20 more times. I'm not going to film the rest because it's going to be very repetitive, but it's just going to be that in every bed many times. Do you know what? I actually forgot to explain what I was doing like I said I would, so I'll do that very quickly now. All the beds, that was very close, I'm sorry. All of the beds now have cardboard linings on the bottom, twigs in the top, and then we also had in the back here, the old owners started a compost area. Terrible upkeep of it, but they started it, and it actually has some good compost in there, and there's like quite a few like big twiggy bits. So I put like a layer of that in all of the beds, so that I had some twigs and like a different type of compost, and there's leaves and that kind of thing. And then, sorry, I got hold of my other glove. And then now I'm going to go in with a couple of layers of compost in each. I'm then going to put some... No, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do a layer of compost in each. I've got some coffee grounds that I'm going to like scatter. And I'm going to do another layer of compost. And then I have some chicken manure, I think it is. They're like little pellets that I got from B&Q. Like super simple, super cheap. Just to help like enrich the soil a little bit. So I'm then going to put some of that in each of the beds, and I'll probably put some in the tomato bed as well, and then I'm going to pop more compost on the top to fill them all up, including the tomato bed, so it'll have like a fresh layer of manure and then some compost on the top, and then I think I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know whether I'm going to plant out today. I might leave it for tonight, let everything like settle overnight, cover them over so that the foxes and stuff don't get into them, especially with the manure in there, and then tomorrow I might come and start planting out in them. The tomatoes I might be able to plant tonight because I can cover the specific tomatoes, but yes, that's what I'm doing. everyone, welcome to my beautifully sunny garden. It's Sunday, it's sunny, it's very hot, and it's super nice. I'm, as you can see, out in the garden. Brad's already gone to the football. I dropped him off, oh my god, maybe an hour ago now? Surely not. Half an hour? An hour ago, something like that. Had breakfast, had coffees, etc. And I'm outside in the garden, sat on our bench. I have hydration, headphones for entertainment, and then I've also got my nail bits here because my first task of today is to redo my nails. I don't think I ever showed these because I don't think I was vlogging at the time when I did them, and I'm hoping you can see them. I might do another clip where you can potentially see them a little bit better. But I've had these nails on for about 6 weeks, I think. So they are, like, can you see how long that is? They're ridiculously long. I loved this design. I loved these nails. I'm really happy with them, which is why I've kind of not minded them being on for so long. But they're at the point now where typing is difficult, being on my phone is difficult. Like, there's a lot of things where I'm like catching them now and they hurt. So today's main task, which is why I'm doing it first, is to get these nails like filed down. I figured I may as well sit in the sun for it because it's very manual, and then once it comes to decorating, I'll probably go inside because I do need electric and everything to do that, and I don't want the gels getting too hot in the sun, so I'll probably move inside when I do that. But yeah, it's in desperate need. I've lost a thumb. I never lose nails. That was the only one that was lifting actually, but that's like how short I normally have them. I don't know if you can see, like it's quite a short little nail. I'd maybe have them that length a little bit longer, and then this is the length of the rest. It's a bit ridiculous. But I just wanted to do this intro very quickly because the sun is very hot and I have this t-shirt on, but I do have a little strappy top on underneath, but it's very low cut and I don't feel comfortable wearing it on the internet. So I wanted to do this very quick little intro. I'm going to go whack some sun cream on because it's intense this morning. Always have it on my face, but skin just depends on the weather. So I'm going to go pop some sun cream on, sit outside with my vest top on and just get some of this sunshine, this glorious sunshine onto my skin. Rue's outside with me as well. He's just kind of looking around the garden, patrolling. And I will, once I've kind of done all of my bits and pieces this morning, I'm going to give you a little tour of the greenhouse and then also the veg beds up at the top because, as I said yesterday, we finished filling them and nothing dug them up overnight, which is actually insane to me. Like, I really thought that something would get in there, but nothing has been near it at all, which is really good. So yes, that is my plan for this morning. I do have quite a few other bits that need doing, but I just want to get this task done first. I want to sit in the sun, I want to sit in the nice and quiet, maybe get like an audiobook on, and yeah, just enjoy some outside time. So I will catch up with you once these nails have been filed down and I'm ready to start the next design. As I said, the dog ate something. I came up to the top of the garden to convince the dog to go for a wee because he's just been following me everywhere, and I thought whilst I'm up here I'm going to show you my greenhouse. I do have the strappy top on that I mentioned earlier. I'm just going to keep it from like here up, hopefully. But I think I showed this again in Vlogmas or like one later last year. But this is my greenhouse. It's just like a plasticky one. It's from Asda. Bought it last year. Absolutely love it. It has seen better days. It's got a lot of rips and things in it, but I think that's just due to the wind. We are coastal, so we get a lot more wind. So I think it's due to that. It fell over last year because of the wind and all that kind of stuff, so I think it's just a little bit battered and bruised. But basically I bought this greenhouse to prove to myself that I wanted one and that I would need one, and used it. And eventually we will buy a second-hand greenhouse from someone or somewhere that will probably go in this spot, this like rough area. So in my greenhouse I've put a lot of the seedlings that I started indoors, and then popped them out here once the weather was getting better. And then I've got a few bits that are kind of going to grow in the pots that they're in, so these bottom ones down here. But I will show you around it very quickly. Let me just flip you around. Okay, so this is what the greenhouse looks like when you're looking at it from like the door. So as I mentioned, I've got a few pots here that are growing things that will stay in here. So in this pot here, we have coriander. So I basically scattered an entire pack of seeds. I've kept watering it. They've started to sprout now. And from what I understand about coriander, I'll get a couple of cuts of this and then it will die out and I'll basically just put some more seeds back in. I've never grown coriander before, so it's very exciting. But yeah, I'm really happy that they've all kind of started sprouting. This one is just a pot of compost that I've brought up here to make it a little bit easier. And then these two pots at the back here are my potatoes. So this big one has 3 potatoes in it, and this smaller one has 2. And I don't know if you can see, but there is a couple of little green bits that are coming through there. So that's really exciting. These potatoes, I believe, are new potatoes, if I remember rightly. And basically once these green bits start coming through that little bit more, I'll keep topping up the compost. And then hopefully should get a really good harvest of these 2 pots. So that's really exciting. And then I'll go kind of from this top section up. So a lot of these, as you can tell, are still in the trays that I started them in. They really need pricking out. But basically what I'm going to do is just put them straight in the areas that they're going to be in. So in here I have flowers. One I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce, which is the flowers that are on the left hand side. Some of these have died out. Again, like I say, they need pricking out. I just haven't got around to doing it. I am going to give these a water before I head back down to the bottom. And then the ones on the right hand side are actually mixed seeds. So I know there's a couple of cosmos growing in there, but the rest I have no idea about. So I'm just going to pop those straight into the wildflower garden once I get those popped out. This section here only has a couple of plants left in it. A lot of them I've already pricked out, or they've gone into different kind of pots and everything. But the ones nearest to us are dahlias. I've grown some dahlias from seeds this year, which is really exciting. If you didn't know, you can grow dahlias from seeds. You just don't know what variety you're going to get, what colour they're going to be, anything like that. So I'm actually really excited to see what these turn out as. And then at the back, again, there is 2 cosmos looking very fluffy in the back there, which is really exciting. Over here I have my dahlias, which I started from the tubers that I've had for the last few years. I did have 4, only 3 have sprouted. That's absolutely fine. I'm still really happy that kind of 3 have made it, and they're looking really, really healthy. So I'm just going to kind of keep these going for the next few months, and then these are going to get transported? They're going to get planted out into either a pot each, like a big pot, or into 1 or 2 of the raised beds behind us. So yes, very excited to see those. I never label my dahlias, so I don't know what's died and I don't know what these are going to produce. But yes, very exciting. And then this little pot at the front here, which you can probably see on the sign, has a Cavalier Nero kale in it. I did have a couple of these growing, they all died. This one is the one that is surviving, and yeah, I'm really excited to grow this. I love Cavalier Nero. I potted it out into a bigger pot yesterday, so I'm hoping this gets nice and healthy, and then I can get that out into the raised bed next week or in a couple of weeks. Down here I have a cosmos up at the front here that's taking all the attention, which is really exciting. I potted this out yesterday and it's looking really strong, so that's really good. It is really leggy, if you can see from the bottom, but it is already producing a flower, so I'm hoping that this does all right. We'll see, I guess. And then behind it I have 2 of my pumpkin seeds. I was going to say potato, they're definitely not, they're pumpkins. Again, I potted these out basically from this small pot into these larger ones so that they can get a little bit stronger, ready for me to get them out into one of the raised beds. I'm hoping that 2 pots, or like 2 plants, is going to be enough for me to get a few potatoes, but we will find out. And then over here I have my 1 single marigold, which I told you about yesterday. It's the only one that survived. But yeah, I'm going to get this out into the tomato bed when I plant the tomatoes out as well. And then the other side of the greenhouse. So this is, again, the front by the door here. So in this box here, I've got some red onions. These have got really strong over the last few weeks. And I'm going to get these taken out of here and potted into one of the beds again. Red onions, or like onions in general, are a really good one for us to have. So very excited about this. In this pot here, I have loads more cosmos. These are leggy again, but they're looking much healthier than the other ones, to be honest. They're much fluffier up at the top. Quite a few there. I've never grown cosmos before, so very excited to kind of see what colours they come out and the beautiful flowers. Again, these will go into one of the raised beds, which will be used for cut flowers. Next to that, I have my 4 tomato plants. So I have 2 beef tomato plants and 2 cherry tomato plants. One of the cherry tomatoes and one of the beef tomatoes will go into pots, which will potentially grow in here. I want to see what the conditions are like and which one does better. And then the other two are going to go out into the raised bed, which I showed you yesterday. So one will be supported by the frame, which will be the beef tomatoes, and the other one is going to use like a stake to kind of keep that upright. We always have a really good crop of tomatoes. Last year it was more green tomatoes than red tomatoes. This year I'm hoping we get a few more red. But yes, I love green tomatoes. I think they're so easy to grow and you can make so many incredible things out of. Next to that we have more flowers. So I've got a couple of sweet peas. Not done the best, like they're okay, but I've never successfully grown sweet peas, so I'm excited to get these out into the garden properly and we'll see what they're like. And then next to that again we have some more dahlias. There's 3 in here I believe, and they're looking really strong, so I'm again really excited to see what they kind of produce, if anything. Underneath that we have a few more pots that I pricked out from yesterday. So these two have lettuce in, so there's 2 plants in each. Again, I just really want to strengthen these up a little bit before I get them out into the garden. I'm going to see what they're like. They've been in the really small pots for a while, so just going to kind of see if they keep growing and getting stronger. And then again, more cosmos here. Only pricked these out yesterday, so they're looking much smaller, but hoping that we get like a good flower off those. And then down here, my last 2 little bits, I have some more tomatoes here. I did offload a couple of these to my family last week, but I still have a few left, and I hate throwing seedlings away. So I'm going to see if any of my friends or family want these and want to grow their own tomatoes this year. And then next to them I've got a pot that is full of all my unpricked out red onions and also more spinach. Not spinach, lettuce. So again, I'm just going to wait, see if the lettuce gets any better, and then once I have the beds all completely ready and I'm happy with them, I'm going to get those red onions out as well, because you can never have too many onions, I don't think. That's everything I'm growing in my greenhouse at the moment. Like I say, next time I do a video they might be switched around and have things in the beds, but like I said, I did get the beds all set up. So if we kind of cross over into this area over here, all of my beds are done. So I put these grates in them to kind of stop any wildlife getting into them overnight, and in all honesty it looks like nothing's even crawled on them. They're all looking really good, really full, very neat still. So this week I'm going to get the tomatoes planted out. I might do that today, I haven't decided yet. So get the tomatoes out. I want to plant a few bits in this bed here which has the garlic in. I might actually put some of the lettuce plants in there and see how they do. I was thinking of putting the red onions in there, but I want to be able to differentiate between what's growing, so maybe not. I don't know yet. I don't know. But yeah, they're all looking really good. I have one more bed to build, like I said. I'm just not going to do that today. I'm not really in the mood to do that today. I'm relaxing. Woo-woo. So I might do that during the week. I might do that next weekend. I have, again, a bit of a free weekend, so we're going to see. But for right now, I'm going to get this dog inside. We are going to have a drink and then sit out in the sun for a little bit longer because it's absolutely beautiful, and despite the wind I want to make the most of it. Oh, I also did my nails. Don't know if you can see, I did cute little oranges on them all. I'll do a little close-up. I actually really like these. They're like French tips that are like a creamy white rather than like a true white, and then yeah, tiny little oranges. I love them. I think they're really cute. One top tip, if you either don't get your nails done a lot or you do your own and don't get them as often as you would like to, never do full colour. Like this will last me such a long time because there's nothing going down to my cuticle that will grow out and then annoy me. So I always do designs like this. I think it's really handy. Okay, come on then. Oh my gosh, I forgot to show you this section actually. So I grow more veg and herbs and stuff down by the house. So in these pots I have mint in the far right. I've got strawberries, and I have so many strawberries coming through. Look how many strawberries there are. That's so exciting. So I have strawberries, mint, and then rosemary here. This rosemary has flowered, which apparently is not a bad thing. So I'm just going to see how this does kind of over the summer, and if I need to replant some. Like I have another one in the kitchen, so I'm just going to see how that does. And then over here I have my amazing grapevine. So my best friend actually brought this down when she came to visit us last year, and I thought I'd killed it. Tried to get it to like start growing up the pergola. And yeah, I thought I'd killed it. However, it's definitely come back. These little bits here are the grapes. So they're going to get bigger, and then I'm hoping that this kind of keeps growing up, and then this year I can kind of keep popping it up here, just seeing how it all does. And then also hilariously in here, my dad pointed out, I've clearly reused some soil because there is a potato plant which is flourishing, I have to say. So I want to get a bit more compost in here anyway, and I might have to pull this potato plant out, but it looks really happy, so who knows. Okay, that's it, I promise. That's the end of my garden tour for now. Okay, the dog is just not happy. He's just here, there and everywhere trying to get me to like stay with him. What we are going to do is I'm just going to do my like what I would do as a Sunday reset almost. I was going to do it today anyway, but I may as well just do it now whilst the dog is not cooperating. Hey buddy, t-shirt back on so that I don't flash you. And I'm just going to do a couple of little bits that I do every week to get ourselves set up for the week basically. Both Brad and I work from home. Brad is fully remote. I'm in the office a couple of times a week, and we just find it easier on us if we have a few things that are like ready. Nothing crazy, like I'm not one of those people where I'm gonna like sit here and prep like 4 meals and like all that kind of stuff. Like that's a no. But there's like bits and pieces that we usually do and that I want to start doing. So first things first, you may be able to see behind me, I'm watering my plants. These are actually the last 2 that need doing, I think. And I started bottom watering the ones that I can. Some of them I can't because I planted them straight into pots. But for the ones that I can, I bottom water now. So I basically just fill this pot up with water like to a certain point and just put each of them in, let them grab all the water and the nutrients that they want / need. So that's what's happening here. All of these ones on the windowsill have already been done. I've put some fertiliser in my grow pod, so that's really good. I think what I'm going to do first of all is use my handy dandy bread maker here, and I'm going to make a loaf of bread for the week. Actually no I'm not. We bought sourdough yesterday. I'm really not going to make bread for the week because that would just be a waste. So I'm very glad that I remembered that. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, there isn't much else that kind of needs doing really. Every week I empty the bins, so I am going to go and empty the bins. I'm also going to bring the washing in that I've already had out. I saw somebody on Instagram say that this weather, i.e. sunny weather, is perfect blanket washing weather because your blanket's only out for like the day. And I was like, yeah, good point. I actually don't know when I last washed the blanket. So the blanket's out in the sun. It should be dry by now, along with a little bit of bedding. So I'm going to go grab that, take the bins out. And then I really wanted to make some granola. However, the dinner that we're having tonight is actually an oven meal. So I might prep the granola to get it ready to put in the oven for around when I do dinner. And then I'm not like turning the oven on and off throughout the day. And then what else am I going to do? I cleaned the kitchen this morning so it doesn't really need it. I'm probably going to run the Hoover around. That's kind of it, if I'm completely honest. Sundays are just like, we do like a tiny reset just to get ready for the next week, and then just try and like relax and do any other bits that we want to do. I do have some Lego that I want to finish, so I might end up doing that later. But yeah, I'm just going to crack on with what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to take the bins out quick. Bins, granola, probably Lego. But first things first, I fancy a drink that isn't just like normal water, so I'm going to have sparkling water. This is the Aqua Libre black raspberry and blackcurrant. I'm not loyal to a brand of water at all. I basically just buy whatever is on offer. It does tend to be these ones, and in all honesty they're really good. The cucumber and mint one is my favourite of these, and I do prefer them to Dash. I don't know why, there's just like a different like flavour palette to them, but I really like this brand. Okay, the very last thing that I'm going to do on here for this weekend is I'm going to make my granola. So I have made granola before, but a very long time ago. Sorry, I'm very distracted by my hair. But yes, I'm going to make some granola. I've not made granola for a very long time, and we've just started eating a few more like yogurt bowls and things like that for breakfast, so I thought it'd be really nice to have some homemade granola. So I've done like a Google of some recipes, and honestly it's just a throw whatever you have in kind of situation. So the one that I've found that I'm loosely kind of going off is I've got a little bit of coconut oil in here, which I'm going to melt in the microwave, which is just above you. So I'm going to melt that. Then I'm going to add in my oats. I do have more than this. It just needs filling up. So that's like a dual job for today. I'm going to put some oats in. I then have this toasted 3-seed mix, which I got this week specifically for this reason and to like put on top of general yogurts and stuff. And this is pumpkin seeds. Did it tell me somewhere? Oh yes. Linseed, pumpkin and sunflower seeds. I think I've got some ground flax seed as well. I might put like a tablespoon of that into like, use as like a ground, like to put it together. I really like having flax because I don't eat dairy, or meat. It is really good. So I like to have a bit of that in. I'm going to add maple syrup as my sweetener, and then also a little bit of honey, just so that we're having honey like every day. I thought that would be quite a good like addition. And then this here is my snack. I'm going to make myself a slice of toast whilst I make this because I'm hungry and I've got like another hour till Brad's back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this on camera. I'll show you when it comes out of the oven in about half an hour, but I probably won't speak. So yeah, that's it for this week. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed me kind of coming back. Again, if you're new here, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you come and join me again next week. And if you've watched my videos before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. I don't know what my next video is going to be. It will be in the plan somewhere. But yeah, I hope that you have a lovely week and I will see you next time.